Good thing I'm wearing shorts under the dress.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Hello, welcome to Showbiz, a musical theater podcast where we are experiencing a repeat of history in real time. I'm your host. I had to cut the tension somehow. I'm your host, Luna Rose, pronouns they, she, he. We are going to be talking about probably one of my favorite shows, Cabaret. I have not one, not two, but three guests joining me today. Everybody introduce yourselves.
My name is Andrew, but I also go by Drew to my theater friends, last name Carmona. I love Cabaret, and I love it so much that I've been into community productions where both times I played the role of Clifford Bradshaw. I love the author that the stories, are based on, Christopher Isherwood, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Linsey Rene. I was fortunate enough to be in the production of Cabaret with these two and that one wonderful people here. Cabaret has always been just a special show to all of us, so I'm really grateful that I get to be here and talk about it with all of you.
And tell us who you played in Cabaret.
Sally Bowles.
Sally Bowles.
Hi, y'all. So good to see you guys. Thanks for having me. I am Steven Brogan Cortez, too. That's like my professional name, if you will. I love Cabaret. I've done officially 3 productions of it. The first 2 I was Clifford, and it was very interesting. It was with the Tribe Productions. We went to the Bay Area to do a show of it over there in San Francisco with Christopher Chase as the director. It's a production that changed it changed me when I was in college, in a time where I feel like I was doing a lot of growth and a lot of change in myself. I got to experience doing this show with a bunch of beautiful hippies that just changed my life, taught me how to appreciate a good cocktail, and it felt like I got to live in the Kit Kat Club. And then years later, it was years later, I run into another group of cool cats, and I find myself in another Kit Kat Club with you beautiful people, where I got to play the MC, which was such a huge honor, honestly. Just being Clifford, that was a whole journey on its own. But with the MC, it was I don't know, it felt like full circle for Clifford, like in a different universe. Like Clifford came back and he was like, "No, this time I'm doing it different. I like what that MC cat was doing." But thanks for having me here. Hi, guys.
Hi. Oh, I'm so excited to have you all here. So I've recorded a few episodes already, and normally I would have my guests choose which show they wanted to talk about. I basically, not forced, but I told you guys we're doing Cabaret, and you have no choice.
It was the suggestion.
Yeah, because I met all 3 of you in the production of Cabaret that we did together. I was Frenchie.
Franchi. On your side.
So happy to have this little reunion we got going on here, and Cabaret also changed my life in college. Oh my gosh, did we do this show 6 years ago?
2019.
It was pre-pandemic, and also during the first administration of a certain president. So it felt very relevant at the time to be doing the show. It feels even more relevant now. This show is actually what inspired me to start a musical theater podcast, because of how much it had been popping off on TikTok, and it got me reminiscing. I was like, I want to talk about this show so badly because there's so much to unpack. The Ukraine run of Cabaret has really been popping off. It's fucking fantastic. Oh, yeah.
The videos are insane.
It's so good. Their MC is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, there is...
Ukrainian production of Cabaret?
Yeah, there is a Ukrainian production of Cabaret going on right now, and the MC is fucking hot.
He's quite tasty.
But I just found it so poignant that Cabaret was like having a moment on social media recently, because it's like the plot of the story is basically what we're experiencing right now in real time. And it's like watching something fall in slow motion. Yeah, I have so many thoughts, but I want to know a little more about what the show means to you guys, and like as far as its relevance or its themes, or like what playing your character meant for you, or what those experiences were like for you. But yeah, we'll start with Linsey. Ladies first.
Oh my goodness. Well, of course. I think we'll just go down to the character of Sally Bowles, where it's such an iconic role that so many women are like, this is my dream role. And I really think a lot of people misunderstand the reason why this role is so important. She's playing this role and she's like, look at me, I'm the star. You're looking at me. Don't pay attention to the rest of the show. I'm the one who's putting on the show. And it's one of those roles where you feel kind of like you're torn in two places, where you don't want to be the star because you're not the important part of the story. And I think especially these days, it's so important to pay attention to that, where everyone I see is like, they're playing this role and everyone I see is playing it differently. And I love how they're playing it because everyone is getting down to the message of what it really is. It's not about you being a star anymore. It's about the message of what the arts has always been about. It's about the show, but it's not about the show. And I think people misunderstand that a lot. And it's a hard character to actually get down to the depths of. It's like me and Drew were talking about earlier with the character of Cliff, where like sometimes you just play this surface character, where the show is so poignant and so important. And I'm really, really, really happy that it's coming to the surface again, and that it's being talked about on social media, and it's being talked about in the important ways. And it's not just about who's playing the lead character and how well they sing it, or how well they do this, or how well they dance, or how well the joke is taken. There's no joke. It's not a joke. It's something that's super important. And I'm just really happy that I got to do it when I did it. I've seen a lot of young girls play this character when they're 18, 19, 20 years old, 21. And I played this role when I was a little bit older. And it was something different to understand it, where if I would have gotten this role 10 years before I got the role, I would not have performed it the way I performed it, and I would not have understood this show the way I understand it now. And I think that's very important, is to just keep it going. And we did it, 6 years ago? Yeah. 6 years ago. And it's still so relevant in the same yet a different way for a different type of audience. So that's basically my take on it. It's one of those shows where no matter who plays these parts, you really just hope they understand the important message of the overall show, not just the performance.
Cabaret goes as far back as when I was 11 years old, when I really started getting into performing. One of the first musicals that really kind of grabbed my attention, that wasn't the one that I was so used to that I watched growing up as a kid, like Sound of Music or Mary Poppins or whatever, was Cabaret. And I specifically was always interested in the role of the MC. I just liked that there was this, you know, what was perceived to, I guess, back at the time, a male cat-like character slinking around the stage, keeping the audience entertained and trying to evoke this message to them, what is going on, you know, behind the curtain. Not everything is so glamorous as it appears to be. And then, you know, years and years later, finally getting to do the show, not getting the dream role, but instead getting this role of Clifford was awesome in a way, because I was like, cool, it's new territory that I get to explore, and maybe there's some fun behind Cliff. And there was. When I got the role of Cliff, it was so eye-opening for me personally, because at that time I was very, 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 very confused about my sexuality. I was putting on a performance day and night to myself, to my friends, to my family, that I was this macho straight guy, that, you know, I was looking for girlfriends all the time. I was so desperate because I just needed to fill this void that was not there. And seeing this character of Cliff who was kind of in the same boat. You know, he clearly runs away from America to a completely foreign land, not only to be the aspiring writer that he wants to truly be, but he's exploring himself. He's exploring his sexuality and experimenting with boys, and he's finding himself, and he's really getting some foundation there for his creativity. And then, you know, he comes to Berlin, and rather than find a guy, he finds this woman who, you know, just totally captivates him, and he's so interested in, but tries to change and, you know, get her to understand what's going on. But like Linsey was saying, she doesn't want to understand. She wants the attention on her. She doesn't want to pay attention. So even though Cliff can't stand that, he wants to try to fake a life. And that was an eye-opening point for me in understanding this role and this character, was that I was going to go on and try to fake my way through a relationship, through something that was going to be a gross misalliance, you know, and that would have ended in something really nasty. So this role in this show taught me how to be myself, and I, you know, stopped secretly meeting with boys as best as I could, even though I was getting sloppy and people were figuring me out left and right. I finally, you know, just finally got the courage to embrace myself and come out as gay, you know, some years later. And then when I got to play this role with Linsey, you know, 6 years ago, and when I met Luna and Steven, I was completely out and I was comfortable and I was myself, and it felt so much different playing the role the second time around because I had more of a grasp on who I was, and it was easy to portray this man that is, you know, going through a sexual identity crisis with himself. Like, he knows that he is a gay man and a creative man, but he doesn't really kind of want to be, but he kind of sort of does. So it just was very, very relatable. That's just kind of what Cabaret has meant to me, and it's helped me realize who I am as an individual and as a writer, especially. And if I ever had the opportunity to do it again, I would love to, even though I feel like I'm getting too old to play Cliff. I'm almost 40. So yeah, that's my take on Cabaret. It's something I'm going to show to my future kids, and I love it.
Wow. It just sounds like we're all just sharing. It feels like good old fashioned theater therapy, where like we just talk about like this
Oh yeah,
change.
that's what the whole pod is.
Yeah.
For me, like, okay, so the first time I did Cabaret was in college. I was still going to see Sun. Forgot what year it was, but a friend of mine was like, yeah, there's a friend of mine, my friend Tiffany was like, yeah, my friend Chris, we're doing a show. You know, we did hair before, and like, it's his own theater company, and like, yeah, we're gonna take it to San Francisco, and then I'm doing it back here in, I forgot where we did it, second time around. But they were like, yeah, like, come on, like, come audition. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll try it out. And I got cast as Cliff. And for me, in college, I was definitely exploring myself in the sense of enjoying myself. You know, like my background, like my mom had us, well, my early years, I remember they were like Christian evangelicals, like really hardcore Christians, you know what I mean? Like, we don't celebrate birthdays, we're not singing with instruments, we're just gonna wail, okay? Wail for the Lord. And just very repressive stuff. And I naturally like rebelled against that. I just stopped going at one point. But anyways, fast forward to being in college, you know, where everyone discovers themselves. I was just discovering my joy and my sense of being able to feel pleasure, if you will, you know? And like with these people, like we did that again, we like drank cocktails, we did the show, it was beautiful. And like for me, well, because I think I got comfortable doing this because like, okay, before Cabaret, I did a play called Uncle Daddy Will Not Be Invited. It was like an original play done by like the theater guild, and where I had to play opposite to another male character, and we had to have a passionate kiss at the end. And for me, and first off, people get like confused at times, but I'm heterosexual. Like, I'm just a boring straight heterosexual man. It's more interesting if I were bisexual, but I'm not. With Cabaret, I got to explore just enjoying myself. For me, like for Clifford, I never. Like, his sexuality never really, I don't know, never came up necessarily for me when I played him. I felt like he was very fluid. Like, he was just taking it all in, if you will. Like, because I felt like that's what I was doing, you know, when I was doing the show. I felt like with all these people, I was just taking it in. I was taking in the smell of a nice cocktail. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but gosh, Like a cigarette makes me think, oh, a cocktail sounds really nice right now, doesn't it? A nice whiskey. Let's go sit outside with a cigarette. Just enjoy.
The cocktail makes you want
So-
another ciggy too. It's very interesting that you make that point because I think noting on the characters being, sure they're written a certain way, but I think it's always up to character interpretation. And the fact that you saw it one way and Drew saw it a completely different way is like, it's so genuine to who both of you are, knowing you personally, where it makes sense. You playing Cliff and Drew playing Cliff are two completely different Cliffs.
Yeah.
Like, really, that's the beauty of the
both
show.
valid,
Yeah.
both real, both visceral beings. Yeah, because I mean, just like the arts in general, right? Like Clifford is written a certain way, Sally's written a certain way, Frenchie is written a certain way, MC's written a certain way. But it's up to us as the people, like the vessels, to like channel that in whatever way that it manifests. But at the end of the day, it's also going to be a bit of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, fast forwarding now, after I've done Cabaret, I get to do this production with y'all, and I get to play the MC now. I did not think that was gonna happen. I was like, really? Oh, I mean, I can go.
I forgot about the sparkly nipples.
Not the sparkly nipples.
I forgot about that shit.
I like, and again, I feel like for me, when it came to the MC,
It was
I
beautiful.
feel like it was almost like it was that same journey of like, now you're fully in it. Like for me, it was like, yeah, Clifford came back from like a new life. He's like, you know what? I want to come back on this new life cycle, but I like that MC guy. Can I? Let me live that life. And it was just the enjoying of it all, you know, and just that life is a cabaret, and I'm trying my best. That I am just the true embodiment of it. I'm just painting my nipples. I'm using gin as cologne. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I remember you doing
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, you smelled
I forgot about that.
You smelled
Everyone was like, "Are you drinking it?" I'm like, "No, it's my perfume. Like, I want to smell like gin and perfume cologne. I want a mix of it."
Yeah, so I was Frenchie in Cabaret. Like I said, I was in college at the time. I identified as pan at the time, but I was still like a little baby queer. I hadn't been out for that long. And then, of course, I now identify as a gender fluid lesbian. But I do remember doing like character work for this Kit Kat girl. And I just had fun with it. I had fun with it. I just thought like, you know what? This is like a great time to explore sexuality. You know, I always thought of Frenchie as like, obviously like she's originally from France. I always envisioned her as like a gay woman who like fled her home because it was unsafe, and she like went to Berlin specifically because of how progressive it was at the time before the Nazis took over. And yeah, just like I had a lot of fun with it. This is a show where I would so not mind being a Kit Kat girl again, because it's just so fun. The Kit Kat girls and also the Kit Kat boys, along with the MC, are kind of a stand-in for what's happening all around these characters. I remember when we did it, we essentially, like, anytime we were off stage, we were caking on gradually more and more makeup to look more bruised and messy and just trash to symbolize the downfall of the Weimar Republic and the rise of fascism. I'll just briefly give a little bit of background on the show. So Cabaret is a musical by John Kander, lyrics by Fred Ebb. It's based on a 1951 play called I'm a Camera, which in turn was based on a 1939 novel called Goodbye to Berlin by Christopher Isherwood. There it is. It premiered in 1966. In 1967, it won a Tony for Best Musical and also for Best Original Score. In 1998, it won the Tony for Best Musical Revival, which when you cast Alan Cumming as the MC, how could you not?
The best.
I think in order to understand Cabaret as a show, you do need to understand just the historical context of what was happening at this time. Essentially, brief history. After World War I, in 1919, a treaty was signed by all the countries involved in World War I. It was called the Treaty of Versailles. Germany ended up facing the brunt of this, and they were forced to pay all sorts of reparations. They were forced to strip down their military. They were forced to pay a lot of money to like France and the UK and the US and Italy and all these places. It economically devastated them. So we think of the 1920s as like roaring 20s, jazz age, party, and then the Great Depression comes in like 1930 or 1929. Excuse me. There's a They had their own Great Depression starting in the 1920s, and people were starving, people were struggling to find work. And, you know, the 1920s is widely considered to be the Weimar Republic, which is widely considered to be really, really progressive. In particular, I wanted to talk about the Institute for Sexual Science, which was a private sexology research institute in Berlin that opened in 1919. It was founded by a man named Magnus Hirschfeld, who was a gay, German, also Jewish scientist. He founded this library, which, by the way, was the very first modern like sexology research institute in the world. And the goal was basically to just do research on sex and gender and sexuality. And Hirschfeld was way ahead of his time. He performed the first modern gender-affirming surgeries on trans people. He was really responsible for giving trans people at the time a lot of legal protections. And the Institute, like, really was a pioneer for all of the stuff we know today about sex and sexuality and gender. So Hirschfeld is, like, really a pioneer and, like, a huge prominent figure in queer history. And by the way, this institute was one of the first targets of the Nazi Party. You see like a really famous book burning, the photo from 1933. Those books were from the Sexual Institute. So it really goes to show, like, you know, mirroring what we're seeing today, like LGBTQ plus people were really like the first targets. Trans people especially were like the first targets of the Nazi Party. Those were the first books to be burned, was research on sex and gender. And so I just found that so poignant, and like knowing that like completely recontextualizes what's happening in Cabaret. Mm-hmm. So that's the world we're stepping into when we get into the story of Cabaret. It is a country that has experienced a lot of progress. And of course, when there comes a lot of progress, there comes a lot of pushback from just conservative, alt-right assholes, bigots, shitface, fuck.
All of the above.
Well, with that...
Wilkommen!
Wilkommen, bienvenue!
The shit
Welcome. Yeah, what do we think about the opening number, guys?
Yeah, Wilkommen is so amazing. It's just, how do you describe it? It's an enigma, really. You know, it's like an ultimate opening number. You can play around with it. Yeah, it's a welcome. Yeah, but like just like the artistic sense of it, you know, it's just so. It's one of my favorite opening numbers to a show. Like, there's so many great legendary ones, but for me, Wilkommen's in the top 3.
I like what you said, where it's like a warning of sorts. Like, it sounds like such a great
time.
Opener and such a great time. Like, welcome, come in, leave your troubles outside.
And in every language, so everyone is really welcome.
Yeah, but the underlying message, yeah, I like that. Steven, you played the MC. The MC like starts off this whole show. Like, what was this number like for you when you did it?
God, like a fever dream. Like just getting my outfit ready, getting the makeup ready. I don't know. Like thinking back on it, I have like flashes of like backstage with y'all and backstage, like going on stage, but kind of going on stage feels like a blur, not gonna lie. Almost like, not that I forgot it, but I'm like, that wasn't me. You know what I mean? I feel like if I had a nice cocktail, or if like we all sang the songs together, it would come back to me. But now that opening number, I don't know, it just feels powerful. It just feels, I don't know, it just feels powerful. That's all I can recall. But
Yeah.
I like the idea. You say warning? Like it's a warning?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like,
Because it is very aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I just
very
have a grand old time dancing with y'all.
it's very fitting too that you're like, it was kind of a blur, because
it kind of should have been.
Yeah.
it kind of should have been. Yeah, I really liked doing this number. I love all the Kit Kat girls and all the Kit Kat boys. I love all the jokes and the innuendos. They're so much fun. And another really important thing to note too, when Hirschfeld like founded the Institute for Sexual Science, it was really like a big like safe space for queer people in Berlin at the time. So much so that like people would go there just to hang out. There was like a rec center. There was a therapist's office. There was a doctor's office. You know, there was some like cool social stuff there. People really went there for like community. And also at the time too, like, yeah, Germany at the time was pretty progressive, but not quite where it needed to be. And so a lot of queer people struggled to find work, and Hirschfeld would sometimes just hire them to work for him, just anywhere in the Institute, because there was so much going on. They could just work as secretaries. They could train to become doctors or nurses. You know, they could be anything. Or, you know, the queer people who hung out there would recommend jobs to each other, or recommend like safe spaces in the city for each other. And so, oh my gosh, looking back at Cabaret now, looking back at this number, like these are outcasts. Like, this is not like a glamorous nightclub. These are people who are really struggling. And like we could touch on that a little later, but like this is just a bunch of misfits who somehow found each other and are building community, and you know, they're doing what they got to do to survive, and they might as well have some fun out of it.
Sounds like you're describing theater.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the next song is Don't Tell Mama, Don't Tell Mama. So what? So we're introduced to Cliff Bradshaw. Looking for a place to stay, he meets Fraulein Schneider, who is an elderly woman. They're fighting over how much he should pay for the room of the board that she runs, and then finally she relents, because let's be honest, guys, she says it, she's old. She's got to take what she can get, you guys. It's not my favorite number. I don't think it's anyone's favorite number, but I would love to hear from you guys. Like, this is our introduction to the character of Fraulein Schneider, who's going to become very important later on. What's the significance of this song? Why did this need to be a song in the first place? What do you think?
For this song, a friend, because I was the same way. I was like, what is this song? Why are we doing it? You know, like, what's going on? We love Fraulein Schneider. You know, shout out Schneider. And a friend who said, like she is the German who survived all the shit thus far. Mm-hmm. She's the one who says right here, the sun will rise, the moon will set, and you'll learn how to settle for what you get. It'll go on if we're here or not. So who cares? So what? She's probably seen her siblings die. She's seen friends die. Parents die. Too young because they're poor, because they're hungry, because they're sick. She's gone through it. And she's like, man, I'm alive today. I have this room here. You got what? Okay, give me the nickel, dude. So what? You're going to leave. You're going to go. I feel like that's what she is. And like, that's why I love her character with what's his face? With Eric Schultz?
Herr Schultz.
Herr Schultz.
Herr Schultz. Oh my God, I love them, and
Yes.
I love the Pineapple song. And sorry to skip ahead, but like she's definitely she's like she's indifferent. She's like, I've been beaten. I've survived the decay of this country, and now I don't know where it's going now, but it's decaying. So that's my point of view on this song, like the relevance of it at least.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. It's not my favorite number, but I totally agree with what you just said, Steven, that it's definitely more a look into the story of a survivor. And she even says it in her very final mini monologue before she exits the show entirely. And as she says, there was a war. I survived. There was not enough this to have on the table, but I survived. And, like, if the Nazis come, I will still be here renting out these rooms. So, yeah, and I love that they chose to have this character portrayed as, an elderly woman. She's such a symbol of bravery, strength, and even at her, her older age, she's still going to do what she can to survive. And that's why she takes what she can get at any time. And, of course, I think there is something about Clifford that she likes, that she cannot deny him, what he can only pay, being the broke, starving author that he is. But my experience with the song personally is, this can be a tough one for anyone playing Cliff, because you have to literally just sit there and act your fucking ass off and just really listen to this woman's story, be like, really? Oh yeah. You don't say, and what's hard is you have to have the right actress to understand the song and tell the story.
Well, I guess my take on it is that it's kind of the prequel to her song later on in the show, where you say it's so what, so she's like, well, this happens, but that happens, whatever, I get through it, I'm a strong woman, I can do whatever. But then you see her make a choice. And her choice is not the choice that you would think that woman would make. And she's still sitting there saying, well, this happens, but this happens, or this happens, but this happens. But she still didn't choose love. She still didn't choose what would actually make her happy. So I think that as much as So What seems like a throwaway song, it's almost like if you listen to it in the context of it's the prequel to her second song, it's actually a lot more prominent than it can seem when you know what's coming in the end. And this is just something that when people know the story of Cabaret, they know what's coming. They know her relationship and they see that. But I think, they say the sun will rise and the moon will set and you learn how to settle for what you get. But she doesn't settle for what she gets in the end. She literally gives up on the one thing that should be important. So I have a stronger take on the song as a woman, maybe sometimes, where we see what could be our different life if we were, her age. And in that context, it sounds like she wants one thing and she gives up on that one thing to make the choice of renting rooms. So fun.
Yeah, great answers, you guys. I honestly had nothing to add to that song, so I'm glad all of you had really wonderful things to say. It's time for Don't Tell Mama.
Yes.
Linsey, this is your moment. What was this number like for you?
Well, I mean, Dancy.
Dancy.
Don't Tell Mama. Let's see. It's just one of those moments where you kind of don't want anyone to see you doing this number, but you also want everyone to see you doing this number, if you know what I mean. It's just one of those fun songs, and I feel like it, I mean, if we're just going to put it in the context of the show, it encompasses the first part of it where it's all right, we're in a nightclub. And maybe we can keep some secrets.
It's so cheeky.
It is cheeky. Yes.
It's so cheeky.
Yeah, because, the Kit Kat girls are in this too. You're right. It's very dancey. So this was the first show I did out of high school. It was the first time I did a show that was really raunchy. So it was definitely a curveball for my family, I think. They took it in stride.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're used to it by now with the shows I've done since. But yeah, at the time, I remember being very nervous. So like, oh my God, I'm doing lingerie and we're all just touching each other and like basically having sex on stage. Oh my God, my grandma's gonna come see this show. I think Don't Tell Mama, it's not that deep, but it does speak to me a little, just thinking about where I was at in my theater career at the time, and now I can laugh about it.
Don't tell mama.
Don't tell mama. Mine Hair is after this. It's another club night. Yeah.
Like banger after banger.
It's just banger after banger.
Sally's like, let me go
my
hard,
God.
and then she's like, and I'm gonna go smoke like 12 cigarettes for.
While Cliff is in your dressing room fucking Bobby up the ass.
Right? she's like, why does my lipstick smell funny? No, but Mine Hair. So I love Mine Hair because Mine Hair is literally like, I feel like that's just out of all the numbers in the show. I mean, she's got maybe this time, she's got Cabaret, but Mine Hair is like the one number where she's like, I don't fucking need no man. And all of you can back off, even though she does not act that way. At least she's speaking that way for one song and one total thing where she, you know, it's her last night at the club. It's her last one to everyone. So I feel like, at least as a performer, that's like Sally's chance to go like hard other than crazy hard. That's her chance to go like, I'm a performer hard, because she has something to prove to all the men, but also to herself. Mostly to herself.
I remember this number.
Because of the chairs.
The chairs.
The chairs. It was very chair heavy.
I remember the sounds of the first rehearsal too, and like the bruises.
Do you remember what I said the first time we choreographed this?
I'm pretty sure it's on video that you did you bruised your vagina.
No, I didn't. But
she said
there was a lot of no, there was just a lot of crazy moves we were doing with the chairs, and I just blurted out, "I'm gonna bruise my vagina."
Yes.
I did not, though.
It is a memory.
It's so funny.
Props to all of you.
Yeah.
Y'all are so talented, the real talented ones. I'm just in the back like, no, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to bruise my vagina.
Spread eagling for like
mine.
32 bars while smacking the back of a chair. Like, oh.
Thank you to Emily, who was our choreographer for this show.
Yes.
Because she was phenomenal, and she also said, okay, if Sally can dance, she can dance. And if she can't dance, she can't dance. And I said, I'll try to do anything. And she said, then try to do it. And if it looks stupid, I won't tell you, and just keep trying to do it. So I love what we did because I don't know if it looked stupid. And I was spread eagle in a chair. Like, all right.
There you go.
Oh, man.
You are a star.
You are a star.
That was such a beautiful number. It was incredible.
Amazing. So the next number is Perfectly Marvelous. Oh,
The
so
only time Cliff sings.
Cliff's big
the only
moment.
time, yeah, your big
line.
Yeah, all 32 bars of it.
So Sally has been kicked out and needs a place to stay. And she's begging Cliff to let her stay with him.
Let me hang out, she says.
Yeah. I'll pay half.
What do you think it is about Cliff that draws Sally to him?
I think that she obviously like is like kind of captivated, like, oh, an American guy, you know. But he's probably not the first American man she's had. But still, I think she does generally find him attractive. I think there's something that in him being kind of so shy and very oblivious to like this new world and how she is, that like she knows like, ooh, I can kind of like wrap this little guy around my finger and make him do whatever I want. Like, it's a good thing in a sense. And Cliff, I think he's definitely interested and attracted, but he is confused, at least in my interpretation. But at the same time, I do think he is interested himself, and he is resisting just to go along with, like, a game. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the game is a good point to make, but I also think they recognize each other's strengths and weaknesses, like, right from the get-go. So they know they love each other already. And I think they're just sexual. I think they recognize that they're both just sexual people. So sexuality doesn't really have anything to do with it. And they're like, well, can we just like live together and can we just coexist, you know? And it's modern for the time, but
To have a baby.
whoopsie. Oops. Oh, I didn't know.
Yo, okay, so from my point of view, like I've seen them almost like you know, they say like the people we meet in our lives are mirrors to us, you know, like reflections, if you will, right? So it's like their attraction is because like Sally's like she sees Cliff and maybe she's like, oh, maybe I could have that life, and maybe I could be the wife, and maybe I could do that. But then she makes her choice at the end. She wants to be who she wants to be. She has the abortion. She does everything. She chose her life. Cliff looks at Sally and goes, that's what I want to be. I want to be free. I want to express myself. I want to be wild, but no, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to leave. They all make their choice, but what makes them attracted to one another is they see what they like. The characteristic they see in the other person is what they want in themselves.
I like that.
Very good. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think it just goes back to, you know, the fun, just hazy time that they're having and this interesting point in history where it's like, let's just have fun. You know, we don't need to think about it too hard. You know?
Yeah.
Like, let's just see where things go. We're just having a little silly, goofy time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can never get over the little bomber shades that you did. I'm trying not to.
I'll still never get over what I had to do to you in that song.
Oh, I gotta jump on me, yeah.
Not the one I was talking about.
Do we know what the next number is?
Oh.
Two ladies. I'm so sad I wasn't in this number.
Oh, this is so
We all are, girl. Seriously.
Oh my goodness, I feel myself getting bashful. Again, it was a chance to express myself. It was my chance to just like, no, yeah, it's just such a fun number. Just showing like the funness of the world, right? Because I think in that number we see, I have my friends here, and we see, oh, Clifford has friends. Oh, Clifford has friends.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's got butt boys and girls and yeah.
Anything in between. Yeah. Oh, audience, if you don't know this, the song is about threesomes.
Yes.
In case it wasn't clear enough.
Come together.
Deux, trois.
I actually don't know what the original run of this was like, because I think the original show
It was two girls.
was... Well, I think the original show wasn't quite as raunchy as the revival.
Oh, no, the revival.
Like, the revival, they're just going at it.
They took it up a notch. That's where they introduced the boy in Two Ladies.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like fun. The neck...
Jesus, you're on one tonight.
We need to put the mic near Lindsay's mouth when she does that. I did not hear that. What is that?
I beat a baby.
See, that was needed. That was needed.
Mm-hmm. The next song is the Pineapple Song with Fraulein Schneider and Herr Schultz. It's so cute.
Did you grab the pineapple?
Oh, it's right back here.
Oh, I was like,
Oh, yeah, we have the pineapple.
best song in the show.
So the pineapple is like a sign of hospitality.
Yes.
And a sign of.
Yes.
Oh no!
I think the audience knows.
Oh, fuck.
No, but I mean, pineapple was hard to find at that time. Like,
Yes.
They were.
Yes, they were. They were.
You have gold, basically. You want to give me the pineapple? It's like, oh, get out of town.
Yeah.
I just think they're so cute together.
Yeah.
Harry Schultz is adorable.
I can. No,
That's the horror movie that I don't talk about. That's that moment when when she chooses. Oh, that's
I
my
know.
horror.
Yeah, no, I love the Pineapple song. It's very catchy. This is also my dad's personal favorite song from the show. Every time I've done it, he's like, oh, number I'm looking forward to the most, always Pineapple song. No offense to you. I know the numbers you're in. I'm coming to see my son, but it's that song that he just loves. And I think my dad won't admit it. My dad is a very, man of little emotions. He's very old school Latino, doesn't like to show weakness or anything like that or admit his deepest emotions, but I think my dad finds something relatable in those characters because he's older himself, and he's still married to my mom, and they're very much in love. But I think he loves that. There's that story coming from that point of view, and that's why the song kind of means so much to him.
Just love the song. I think it's adorable. I think it's the perfect amount of here's the song you're supposed to laugh at, as opposed to any of the other songs that you're not supposed to laugh at. Like, oh my God, it's so cute. Here, they're in love, and it's just an organic experience, is what it really is. Every single time. He was like, and then they fuck. And then they fuck at the end. It's true. And then they fuck at the end.
That was such a sweet, tender moment, and then you're just like, and then they fuck.
And then they fuck at the end.
Well, I mean,
They slowly to not hurt themselves.
They don't bring the pineapple, Steven.
No, they're not using the pineapple. No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's like, so what?
Full circle. Thank you. Thank
yes,
you.
redirection.
So fun. Who cares? So fun.
Oh man. All right. We have to get more serious now because the next song is "Tomorrow Belongs to Me."
The scary.
Oh, God.
Version. Yes.
What I find so just haunting about this number, like you said, it's the soprano boy singing it and starting it off. Especially now that I work with children, Steven and Drew, I know you do as well, so you can probably attest to this. Without revealing too much information, I do see the effects of just alt-right propaganda on the younger generation, and it's just concerning to watch. And you do your best to guide your children or your students in the right direction, but this number just felt like it's scarier to me now than it was when I did the show. When I see young boys in particular, really just internalizing messages they're getting from alpha male podcasts, and they love Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and just it's scary. It's scary how impressionable children's minds are. And keep in mind too, at this time, there was Hitler Youth. There was an entire program dedicated to brainwashing the younger generation of the time into doing Hitler's bidding. And it's the fact that they start off with this young boy singing this song is so powerful and sad. Yeah.
Luna, talking about kids and how they are, yeah, and I think about that one song, I think from South Pacific, you have to be carefully taught.
Yeah.
Kids aren't born racist, right? That this is something that's taught. This is something that just gets continued to break it, right?
Yes.
So I don't know. I feel for me in that moment, if I was snickering, I don't know, maybe a don't get comfortable, I just didn't want them to feel comfortable. I know this is fun, but you don't know what's coming. And almost the MC is this multiversal traveler who knows what's happened. I was Cliff before. I know how this show ends. You haven't seen this before. Are you confused by this song? It's okay. You'll find out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time, like, we really are starting to see what's going on outside of the Kit Kat Club, right?
Yes.
This is the first real time that we're forced to sit with, like, the downfall of German society at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to note too that if we remember when the movie came out, people were up in arms because they were like, why do you have this Nazi song in the movie?
Yes.
And it's not a Nazi, it's a Nazi song, but it is not an actual Nazi song. It was just so well written that people actually believed that this was a Nazi song that they put into Cabaret to push that message on the side. So I think it's very important to note too that when we're singing this, not only is it a song that's not real in the context, but it is so real even though it's not real. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
It's like, okay, it's not propaganda. It's not, it's literally a fake song. It's like, ha 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 ha. Look at this fake Nazi song, but it's so convincing that they were like, take this Nazi song out of the movie. Take this Nazi song out of the musical.
Yeah.
And that's what the words mean, even though it's Tomorrow Belongs to Me. Like, it should be inspirational. They know. Everybody knows what this is. Everybody knows what's going on. It's just that everybody wants to turn the blind eye. And that's why it's so important right now to still just be like, okay, don't just sing the song.
Yes.
Listen to the message.
Yeah. Like you were saying, we work with kids. It's scary to see that it's definitely taught. I've even during the most recent election, I had certain students telling me that they were hoping and so excited for Trump to win because these are verbatim words. He's going to bring world peace. And I was like, under my breath, but all I can do is be professional in my job and say, well, go you, so it's just, scary to see that like those moments kind of like are happening, and that song is so real in that sense that kids are the most impressionable and why not go for them first to, help spread the message.
Anything more to add before we move on? We're just going to sit in silence for a second.
We're just going to take it all in.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
No.
What song comes on after this? After this, like, little whisper
Right.
of fashion?
Right.
Oh.
Maybe this time.
Maybe
No,
this time.
is it maybe this time?
Maybe this.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, it is.
I
So-
feel like Sally is the voice of every hopeful person, that hopeful for all. Maybe this time it'll be okay. Maybe it won't be fascism. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe
It's a character development song. It's a character development song and a show development song.
I think every song in this show is a character development and a show development song.
Yeah,
In
in a way, actually.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, it's...
Or a life development or it's-
Yeah, because at this point, Sally got knocked up. Cliff has, convinced her to keep it. Let's build a life together. Let's start a family. That's never really crossed her mind before. She's like, I'm not that kind of girl, but maybe I could be this time. And then, that's like her personal situation. And then, the societal situation is like, oh, maybe this time it won't be Nazis.
Yeah. No.
I just realized that. I'm like, Tomorrow Belongs to Me, and then maybe this time it's like, oh no.
That was, let's put those songs next to each other.
Oh, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. But I think, wasn't maybe this time added to the movie?
added,
Yeah, it was added to the movie
After
for
the
Eliza,
movie,
yeah.
They added it to the show.
That was it, yeah. But it's so appropriate. It needed to be in the show from day one. Where the hell was it?
Yeah, what was going through your mind, Linsey, when you performed this song?
Well, I guess on the note of like character development and plot development, it's, she's on the page of she sees her life one way, but it is another way. And I think when it really comes down to it, she knows that Cliff isn't like the be all end all. You know, it's like, okay, so I'm either going to be a club worker or I'm either going to be with this man who, yes, I have a future and this entire picket fence thing, but like she knows he ain't there. She knows he doesn't love her. So it's maybe this time it's not maybe this time. She knows it's not maybe this time. So I think that it's also with the way of the world the way it is. It's not maybe this time on that too, where things aren't going to get better. No matter how much you kind of are hoping that it's going to get better, it's still the same reality that you're facing, even though, I mean, Cliff, it's every single, both of them have the best intentions. They want to make this work. This is okay, we're supposed to have this goal, but neither one of them want it, and neither one of them want this world that they live in. Neither one of them want any of this stuff. So it's maybe this time he'll stay, maybe this time I'll be lucky, maybe this time, whatever it is, the entire song is a lie. So you're standing there out of the context, and I think that's why it's important that she walks away from Cliff, too, where they're having this conversation, and then she goes back to the conversation where it's this out-of-body experience that has everything to do with the Cliff situation, but also nothing to do with any of it, where there's this politics, there's location, there, you know, he wants to move, he wants to do this. It's not just about that. It's about, does she even want this to begin? Whether Cliff was there or not, does she want a baby?
Yeah.
So maybe this time he'll stay isn't about just the baby. It's about, okay, maybe she's having another abortion. Did she have one before?
Yeah.
Do we know if she had one before?
She probably has.
I don't know if we know that. So it's
That's like her choice.
yeah. So I think it's just one of those it's like how like Chicago has the out of plot line things where it's like, okay, now we're going to the cabaret sense of it. I think that maybe this time, especially because they added it in after the fact, is like we're giving her a little bit of humanity because we know that she doesn't see things the same way as everyone else. So here's her cabaret number where she's not actually on the damn stage.
Yes.
This is the one number where Sally is not on stage
Yeah.
for pretty much the whole show. Not a Kit Kat Club stage or whatever. Exactly. So it's like it's the one heart song. Yeah.
Like this is her vulnerability.
Yeah. And I think there's just so many contexts where, again, it depends on the actress and what they're going through. We know the plot line and we know that, okay, it's A, B, and C, but I think there's a little bit more to it where it's like, okay, what's your maybe this time?
So good.
So good.
Great song.
Love that.
You know what else is a great song? Money, money,
Money,
money.
money,
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 money, money, money, money, money, money, money. This is my favorite song to do. It's so good. Again, these people are poor. They're not doing nightclub work and sex work. Well, they might be doing it for fun. We don't know. But like, they're doing it because they have no other options, you know?
Yes.
Like, these are people who could not find work anywhere else, and they're starving, and they're poor, and money is everything. It makes the world go round.
Yes, it does. No.
Do you remember this number, Steven, or was it also a blur?
It was more of a blur because I had to move around, and I tell all my students, I'm not a dancer, I'm a strong mover, okay? But they had me moving in that number, and woof, man, that's a fever dream.
Yeah, you guys were all over
It was
the
a
place.
lot.
Yeah.
The stairs, I remember the stairs, and like y'all are coming at me.
Yeah, it's right there on the picture.
Yeah,
Look
we
at
have
it.
it right here.
Look at the pictures right here.
Oh, see,
Oh
that
my
one right there,
God.
that shot, that's a great one right there.
There's you.
Oh my goodness, my nipples look great.
Hey,
Sparkly nipples.
sparkly nips.
Sparkly nips.
I think it speaks to when you're really struggling financially, you do tend to compromise your morals a little bit more. You know, they're just doing what they can to get by. And I think it's really important to know, again, the historical context of the show, too. Like, Germany was going through their own Great Depression at this point, and the big draw of the Nazi Party for so many people was that they were promising more prosperity. It was basically, they were saying, let's make Germany great again, was the basis of what Hitler was saying.
Wait, who? Let's make Germany great again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could have sworn you said make America great again.
Oh. Yeah. But I think it does speak to just the desperation of these people. They're just scrounging to make ends meet, and when you're really desperate and like just doing the most just to live, I think it's harder to hold on to your personal values. The next one is married. Marriage. Married. It's so cute.
It is a cute song.
We can skip it though.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I'm joking. Do you ever have that song where, like, if you're listening to the soundtrack?
Yeah, no,
okay,
I always,
like,
I can't help it. I skip married. It's a cute song, but
They get engaged.
yeah.
That's
I will
it.
say, I think that it's Cost's best number.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's not a throwaway song.
When we all
because
did
her
it-
entire character
Yeah,
is in this song.
When we all did it, Vanessa just
But-
blew the hell out of that song, and it was so
Anytime I've seen
gorgeous.
it, the cost is like because there's so much that comes to it.
Yes.
But also.
Yeah, Vanessa understood the assignment.
But also. Married.
Married.
Blah, blah, blah,
Essentially
blah,
sums it
blah.
Yeah, just about. Just some old people falling in love.
I love that.
And then there's the Act 1 finale.
That's the
That's the one, the reprise.
That's where, like I said earlier, the music starts to go
That's the
down
one.
slope. It goes from jolly to morbid.
We will now be taking a quick intermission. If you're enjoying this episode so far, be sure to check out the extended version on my Patreon. That's right, for just $3 a month, you get early access to the extended versions of each episode, as well as the occasional bonus episode, some bonus content, and a shout out on the podcast. Once again, that's just $3 a month. Patreon will be in the description box down below. And now, let us return to our seats for Act 2.
If you could see her. That's like the next
It is, yeah, pretty much
Yeah,
is.
pretty much. Because, so there's like a.
There's the married reprise.
Yeah, there's the married reprise. Before that, there's like the kick line with all the Kit Kat girls.
yeah.
The Cat Girl.
Yeah.
That's our final appearance before the finale.
Is that really the
Yeah.
last Kit Kat girls come in before the finale?
Yeah.
That's
So
insane.
most of Act 2, we're just chilling backstage.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, I got to wear heels with y'all.
Yes.
That was a challenge.
Yeah. That was a challenging dance number, but
All of you were very supportive. Like literally and figuratively. Like literally, y'all supported me. I was like, okay, girls.
But yeah, at this point, we're just like disheveled. We're just like, look, it's fascism. Yay.
I feel like as a podcast, that's not going to come across the way we want it to without the visual of the.
I know. We were lazy
Yeah.
jazz handing
They said yay!
everybody with a little bit of spirit fingers.
This is sarcasm.
It's sarcasm.
We're not actually cheering about it.
We don't like it.
Fascism sucks.
Yeah. That's a good way to end it. Fascism sucks.
Sucks. Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, and then the Mary reprise is like Herr Schultz gets hate crimed. Someone throws a brick through his window.
And tries to pass it off like, oh, it's just mischievous little
Mischievous
shits going to
children.
school. It's like, yeah,
Aw.
those little kids don't like people like you. So
Okay. Okay, just really quick question about that before we move on to If You Could See Her. knows it's not just mischievous children, right?
No, he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just being.
Yeah, no, he's just being.
He's oblivious. Well, not oblivious, but he's just.
He's playing like he's oblivious.
Yeah.
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 Why do you think he makes that choice? Is he just like,
Because he knows
He
that
wants her.
he wants her. He knows that what she's
Yeah.
hinting at.
yeah,
And she
like
ma-
doesn't want her to worry?
Yeah.
She knows and doesn't want her to leave.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, a nightmare is coming. It's a little hard to admit it if like it's coming at you. You're like, this fucking hell is coming to me.
Yeah, even in the dialogue, she
No,
says,
no.
like, my neighbors are becoming Nazi supporters. Like, I don't understand this. So they're watching, like you said, they're watching it happen. It's growing.
Yeah.
Oh, my stomach hurts. From this, like, I seriously feel like I'm gonna cry talking about this stuff all over. Like,
It's
actually
hard.
deep diving into it.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're gonna hate talking about if you could see her then.
Because it mirrors all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the number that like a lot of people tend to like laugh at as in like funny haha. And it's not funny haha. And I actually get really, really upset when people laugh at it like that.
Yes.
Because they don't get it. They don't get it. Basically what happened. Yeah, go ahead.
And so, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Lynn. I personally, I know people are saying right now they don't like the laughing. As the MC, I loved the laughing because then I could turn it on them when they find out if she was Jewish. Oh, you laughed? Sit with that. You
Look at him getting
laughed?
closer. He's
So I like that they laugh because then you flip it on them and you say, oh, if she was Jewish. Oh, you thought someone was just a monkey? Oh. I love that flip.
Yeah, it's such a dark turn that's like supposed to make you uncomfortable. Some people will laugh at it, but it's like an uncomfortable laugh. That's fine. I don't care about that. Basically what happens in the number, for anyone who doesn't know, the MC is dancing with a gorilla. Okay? And it's like, look how wonderful she is. If you could see her through my eyes, you would see how lovely she is. And it's a gorilla doing gorilla things. You find out at the end that this gorilla is actually like a very offensive caricature of a Jewish woman.
I don't know. I don't know if I remember the choreo of it, of any of that, but I feel like the gorilla, like when he's dancing with her, she's in a gorilla costume, but he speaks lovely of her. He's like, she reads music and art. She doesn't even smoke or drink gin like I do, you know? Like, he talks about how wonderful she is, but then how people snicker at them, and people are just, they're sneering at us for some reason. And like, he asks, like, why can't they just give us a little understanding, you know? Just live and let live. And like, he tells them, like, I know your objections are, I get it. I get why you feel how you feel. But if you could see her through my eyes, and then brown, she wouldn't look Jewish at all. What this hate you have for them, like, what's going on? And that's I feel like that's the turnaround. That yeah, she looks like a gorilla, but she's such a wonderful human. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just such it's such a powerful number.
Yes.
It's again like it's going back to like just the way Jewish people, especially at the time, were just like dehumanized. Like you're literally like treating them worse than no better than an animal, a wild animal at that. That dehumanization and like, you know, the caricatures are really like the foundation of any type of bigotry, whether it's racism, antisemitism, Islamophobia, homophobia, transphobia, and all of that. It's the dehumanization. It's the comparing them to an animal. It's comparing them to an inanimate object. It's, you know, making caricatures of them, or like, oh, look at this gross, like just any number of things you could think of. And, you know, the number on stage like looks very silly, and so you're laughing at it, and then like you said, we realize like, oh wait, we weren't supposed to be laughing at it. And it kind of makes you like self-reflect a little bit.
So Steven's not with us anymore. He ran away.
We scared him.
Yeah, we scared him away with our jokes and our innuendos.
Oops.
No, he just had stuff to do. I'm gonna be sad we won't get to hear his input on the next few numbers, which we only have a few left, but we'll manage.
Yeah.
The next number is, what would you do? Drew, what would you do?
When would you wear wigs? Yeah, I mean, for this song, this is definitely one that I do not like to skip at all. It is such a powerful song, and I like that point that Steven made earlier where he said like this is kind of like a shift, she's not, or was that no, that was you, Lindsay, that said that, she's not settling for what she gets in the end, I think she definitely wanted to, but I think she really felt that this is truly a dangerous situation for her Schultz, and I think she has seen enough crazy shit in her country and in her time to know that things could get really, really bad to the point of where it would endanger herself. Hence why she made the choice that she did. But like, it's a strong song about weakness, if that makes sense. So that's what's so captivating about the song.
It's important to note too that Fraulein Schneider is an elderly woman. She is vulnerable. Remind me the one gentleman's name.
Herr Schultz.
Not Herr Schultz. Her friend who is like a Nazi.
Oh, Ernst Ludwig.
Yeah, Ernst Ludwig. She actually like it's never talked about, but she's an elderly woman. She's vulnerable, and she heavily relies on Ernst for financial support because he's the one who gets her like a lot of
tenants.
Yeah, and so marrying Herr Schultz, this Jewish man, as the Nazis are rising to power, like, is a huge risk for her, because she could lose like her entire living, and she doesn't want to break off the engagement. She loves Herr Schultz. Like, they were so good together, and they could have been happy. Just the circumstances that they're in kind of keeps them apart, and it's. Yeah, I've seen some people like get upset with her for making this choice. Cliff kind of gets upset with her for making this choice.
He does.
And this whole song is all about like, well, it's easy for you, Cliff. Like, you can just pack your bags and leave at the first sign of trouble. You're young. You're a man. Your circumstances are different than mine.
Right.
I really have no one else who can take care of me.
Right. And after she exits that scene, and gives her powerful line delivery, Cliff is still on that fence of like, don't do this. But Sally interjects, and says, "Oh, Cliff, should I speak to her?" Like, Lindsay, what do you think? What do you think if you had spoken to her, if the character had? Do you think she would have gone along with what Cliff said, or do you think she would have said like, "Girl, I get what you're doing"?
That's super interesting because I think that that's kind of a turning point too, where it's like, oh, what are you going to say? Are you just going to make a joke? Or are you just going to do the same thing that Sally always does? And like, I think that Cliff's ultimate jump to, no, you shouldn't speak to her because
she wouldn't believe you.
What do you have to say? What's your 2 cents? And I think everyone's assumption is kind of a big part of this whole show too, is that everyone assumes you're like this, you're like that, you're like this, you're like that. When it really comes down to it, everyone's telling you their backstory the whole time, or their other story the whole time, the one that's not in your face, the one that's not obvious. And I think that as a turning point it's the first time that like Cliff and Sally have like a serious conversation that's not like a fluff one.
Yes.
Because even when they're pregnant, it's kind of like a fluff idea. Like, she knows who he is, he knows who she is, and it's just a fluff idea. I think this is the first time that they're thinking about other people other than themselves.
Right.
As far as past the point of someone that's themselves that they created too.
Right.
And he kind of chops it.
Yeah.
Where he could have that. I think the second act is kind of one of those places where you realize that like they both are just kind of like done. They're both done and
They
the
are.
fantasy is over.
Yeah.
This is part of the episode where it's going to get very heavy. We've had our fun. Now it's time to get serious. I think this is also part of the show where, like you said, Cliff and Sally are having a serious conversation for the first time. Cliff is on the side of like, we have to take a stand. We anti-fascism, like this is not right. This is going to end very, very badly. And he's right. And Sally has like the infamous line of like, it's just politics. What's that got to do with us?
Yeah.
I hate how common that mindset is just in our society, especially right now. I can't wrap my head around the idea that politics isn't a reflection of your values and your morals, especially right now where politics is just so polarizing. I can't wrap my head around just I don't like being indifferent to what's going on in the world just because it doesn't affect you. I can't wrap my head around it, and I hate how many people take that stance. I love this. I love the next song. I think I Don't Care Much is my favorite in the whole show.
That's a very deep, dark song. That was also that one I don't think was added in until the 98 revival, if I'm not mistaken. Because I believe it was actually a song written, if I'm not mistaken, from what I'd heard, it was written for Barbra Streisand one time.
Really?
Yes, it was actually written for her for like an album, and she didn't like it. But then I think it trickled its way down into the theaters, and the musical's like, oh, we'll pick it up. But it fits the scenario of that song, and it fits kind of with what's, I guess, going on a little bit, like maybe more so in Sally's head. I think that song is really a peek into Sally's head, really, because it just happens, at the time when Cliff springs on her, like you said, that they're leaving. They got to get the fuck out of there because, he's been reading Mein Kampf throughout the entire story, and he sees exactly what's going on from what he's read and from what he's witnessing, being an outsider, a foreigner in a different country. But Sally truly still just doesn't really care. It's not that she doesn't care what's going on. She just doesn't see how it applies to.
She's too self-centered.
Yes.
She's too self-centered.
Yes.
To see the outside perspective. Yeah.
Exactly. And Cliff, I think, is trying to get her to, but how I always portrayed him was he knows that she doesn't care, but he's trying his damnedest to get her to care, even though he knows it's just going to be unsuccessful. He's just like, whatever, maybe if I just keep on going and she'll just shut up and go along with it.
Yeah. And I think that's the important part about the whole song too, is that it's not Sally's song, but she's there. Most times I've seen this show, even though the MC is there, Sally's there too. It's written that she's there. It goes into the next scene where it kind of is the lead up to the Cabaret song that we'll get to. But yeah, the important thing is that it's not necessarily just what's in Sally's head. It's that we're seeing it through multiple perspectives at the same time, where it's, I don't care much. And it really, speaking to modern times too, I really don't care, do you? And things like that, where who doesn't give a crap? And we see that they don't give a crap. And some people actually say that they don't give a crap.
Yeah, I get pissed off.
Very
when I hear people,
obviously.
Yeah, when I hear people say, oh, like, what has it got to do with what's going on now? Like, we live in a blue state in California, so we don't have anything to worry about. It's like, no, it's even if that is the truth, I'm worried about what's not happening, or what's happening not here in my state. It's everybody fucking else that I'm scared about, that I'm worried about. And
also remember too, Germany was very progressive for its time.
Yes, it was.
When the Nazi Party took over, there were strides made for human rights, and it was a very progressive time, especially for queer people, like we mentioned earlier. Don't ever assume that just because where you live is more progressive now that means that it couldn't change.
That's true.
Because California right now is the reddest it's ever been since like the Reagan administration. I think too it's significant that it's the MC singing I Don't Care Much, because this is
And dressed in drag.
First of all, it's the first time we see the MC not super happy and peppy like the MC normally is. He's very just sad and very
appears under the influence.
Yeah.
Maybe numbing himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoy Alan Cummings' performance of this song, and just the absolute grit that he brought to the role is just incredible.
Is it?
I think he really made it what it has become today too.
He did.
As much as, you know, there's icons through the years, what Alan Cumming did with it is like,
yeah, I mean,
it's something so special that like we got it a little more when he did his performance, and I think it flipped a switch in a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, Joel Grey, you know, who's the original MC, he originated the femininity of the role, but Cumming took it another notch.
It was a little bit more where it tweaked it for a modern audience.
Yeah, and even like in the current revival, you have so many iconic people playing the MC. You know, like you have Adam Lambert that just finished his run. Now you have Orville Peck.
Just did it, right?
Yeah, and in London you got Billy Porter playing it, and it's like, oh my god, like just like
everyone you want to play that role is playing that role right now, pretty much.
Yeah,
Neil Patrick Harris did it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and who was the guy that originally, was it Eddie Redmayne?
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So just like because of Alan Cumming, like he has so much to be thanked for and so much credit to take for what he did with the role, especially with this song too, because he was the one that is this song is in the new revival, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, but it's a good one, and it's so sad.
Yeah. I enjoy the multiple meanings of the song too.
Yes.
Like, I don't care much, but of course the irony is like, I do care.
You do.
And there wouldn't be a whole song about it if you didn't really care.
Yes.
But then, yeah, like you mentioned, Lindsay, like the whole like, yeah, I don't care what's happening in the world. It doesn't affect me. Cabaret!
Absolute banger of the show.
Cabaret.
The most misunderstood, well, not the most misunderstood. That would be a... Well,
it can be misunderstood.
It can be. It's a very misunderstood song because people think it's super happy. It's a happy song. Life is a cabaret.
It's the inviting song. Like, leave your shit at the door and come on in and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, you know, that's like, it's kind of like what I meant with like the Wilkommen thing, where it's like, okay, it's a little bit of a warning, but a little bit of a yes, she definitely, I mean, this is like Sally's acting moment.
Yes.
Like the full acting moment, because you know, it's so funny because the first, you know, a handful of times when I first saw the show, I was like, huh? Like, they don't actually put it into the text that, like, this is what happens with all of it. You don't realize what happens time-wise, where it's like, okay, she's outside the club, okay, this and that. So you don't really realize what she's going through. And then when you realize what she's going through, it's like, okay.
Yes.
It's this. It's kind of when everything comes to fruition, where it's like, it's the politics mixed with the this, mixed with the that, mixed with the... Everything's kind of a shit show, and it's all coming together in a song that's supposed to be not only a happy song, but the title song of the damn show.
Yeah.
And I think that's the irony of the whole thing, is that no matter what song in the show is the one that's like the one, like, you come here thinking you're going to have a good time listening to this song. And anytime I've ever seen it, it's been the most disgusting in a good way. The most disgusting, makes me cringe song of the whole thing.
Yes.
In the most beautiful way, because Sally finally gets it. Like, you finally get it. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. Sally is an interesting character to me because she's not supposed to be like a good performer.
Right.
She's not supposed to be good at singing, which is something I think a lot of productions kind of miss.
Because everybody expects them to be like Liza Minnelli and sing their throats out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's a very gritty role. And, you know, you don't want to sing it like terribly, but like It's very much the vibe of like
Terrible with style.
Terrible
It's mixed.
with style.
It's musical theater, but you're also like, you don't want to put on a bad show, but you also don't want to have a bad character. Like, she's supposed to be a certain way, but
I think Sally up to this point, felt like she was living the dream, She got to perform on stage every night. She got to have fun with her lovers, and she was having a grand old time. This is kind of the moment where it's really starting to hit her just how not glamorous her life is at all. Again, this is like a shitty nightclub that people go to when they have nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Sally's situation right now. She left the nightclub. She was staying with Cliff. Now they're broken up. She's had the abortion and she's going back. And she was realizing, oh my God, like, this is my life and it's not great like I thought it was. And people are like mocking me. They don't respect me as a person, compounding with like, oh, things are about to get really, really, really bad, because we'll see in the finale, like, pretty much everyone in the Kit Kat Club eventually gets taken.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, it's not until she actually sees that happening in front of her eyes that it really starts to hear, like, oh, no, Cliff was right.
Yeah.
I think Sally, at this point, knows that Cliff is right about everything going to shit, and she's actively making the choice to just ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't want to deal with it. She doesn't want to think about it because it's too horrible.
Mm-hmm. What is everyone's interpretation? Like, after Cliff leaves, he obviously is going back to America. What do you think happened to Sally? Do you think maybe Sally... Yeah, do you think she, like, maybe lived out another couple months, maybe a couple years? Or do you think she went back to England? Really? Like,
I think that she has her full realization, and I think that that's really... if I were to direct this show, it would end a different way. Not end, but it would be different. So I have some messages that would be portrayed a different way without giving anything away.
Do you think she was taken, or do you think she just overdosed? Because she references her friend Elsie, who died of an overdose.
Yeah.
Do you think
I think it's more of it's the most beautiful corpse she'd ever seen. So
she literally says, "I'm going like Elsie," which I think is a
think
pretty good
she's
predictor of
making
what
it
her
very
fate
good.
is.
Exactly. So I think everybody knows that, like, Sally most likely drinks herself to death.
Intentionally,
in
or
some way, shape, or form. I think that's what's it's not there in the end of the show, but I think most people assume that Sally is, that's how her end is, stereotypically,
like a Leaving
what
Las
it
Vegas
really
situation.
is.
Like,
Yes.
she's
Like, she
intending to
drinks
do
herself
it,
to death.
but when it happens, it'll happen. She's not saying, like, okay,
Yeah.
this is the night where I'm going to drink every
I've seen some
bottle.
different closings of different shows where, okay, maybe she has an open-ended story, or maybe this other character has a different story that involves her, but I think that she gives up at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cliff giving up on her is her giving up on herself in a way as well.
Yes.
He's not just there for, he's himself, but he also was something that was an anchor for her.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
I think him making the choice to leave is her making the choice to leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
With that, we only got the finale left.
Yep.
The finale's so interesting to me because it's been done a couple different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the MC. There have been some productions where the MC is revealed to have joined the Nazi party.
Yep.
To showcase everyone's complicity.
Yes.
There are other productions where he's portrayed as a victim, where he gets sent to the concentration camp. It's revealed that he's Jewish.
Yes.
I just love the different interpretations of that character. And like he truly is a stand-in for like, you know, all of the people living there at that time.
Well, I think it actually speaks to the character too, where it's like
Yeah.
he's there guiding you through the whole show the entire time.
Yeah, he's the
And,
Greek
like,
chorus. Yeah.
It's almost like, regardless of what show you see,
Mm-hmm.
is he gonna be Hitler or is he gonna be
A victim.
a victim at the end? Do you actually really know? Even though you saw the same show that you've seen 20 times before, Cabaret, over and over and over again, this same type of MC or whatever,
Mhm.
what's he gonna do at the end? You don't
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of the beauty of it, where like we don't know. We
Yeah.
do not know.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it both ways.
Yeah.
As much as you're like, ew.
Yeah.
When it's the wrong way, you're like, oh. It's a little more poignant because the whole time you were thinking he was on one side. Then the entire other time you were thinking it was another side. And
Yes.
that's the confusion of the entire show. I think it's the wishy-washiness of the whole damn show.
Yes.
Where you're like,
Wishy-washy
what's
is perfect.
It's wishy-washy.
But that finale is powerful. I like how it starts off
Absolutely,
too,
yeah.
you know, with like I don't have a full interpretation of like what it symbolizes with Cliff starting off the song, you know, by singing, you know, the opening lines of Wilkommen, and then the MC slowly creeps in and takes over. Like
Maybe it's something on the narrator
yeah,
sense of it.
it is. One interpretation I always thought was like that's Cliff literally like the physicality of him going away from Germany because he's speaking, you know, those languages, like, and then he stops singing, and that basically I think is his distance from Berlin. He's gone at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And did he write the great American novel?
Who's to say?
In the Cabaret world, he did. In Christopher Isherwood's
Yeah.
world, he did.
yeah,
but
he did.
but did Cliff? Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But it's a very, very interesting number. And the music, I feel, is so different too. Like how like you get like that like one horn is where that's like I don't know. There's something about
There's
that.
something crusty and sad about all
Yes,
of
it is. It is very, very crazy. And then just like the revealing of, you know, the chorus, you know, with like the backlit white light that we did was so interesting too. And like the music too at that time is kind of like trying to keep it together, but it's becoming a bit of a shit show mess, you know, like it's getting noisy.
Yeah, it's getting noisy. It's getting off beat. There's some instruments starting to like trickle out.
Yes. And then you're left with like that loud whirring noise, you know? Yeah. But ooh, it's yeah. It's dark.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I really, really hope things get better. It's just such scary times, and like I can't help but make those parallels because it does feel like we had our Weimar Republic. Because like, guys, gay marriage was legalized nationwide only 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think about. And now they're already talking about wanting to overturn that. Like,
yeah.
It hasn't even been that long. It happened within our lifetimes. You know, Obama was literally like the first president ever to support LGBTQ plus rights.
Yeah.
Like he really like did so much work with not just legalizing gay marriage, but like having more protections for queer parents and for trans rights, particularly letting them use the bathroom that aligns with their gender. He did a lot with the Affordable Care Act, which included gender affirming care.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so recent. Like that was happening like during my adolescence, and now I'm 27 and we're already going backwards, and it's so terrifying how quickly things can flip.
Yeah, I mean, I get scared as a gay person, you know, who is in a partnership that one day it's going to be considered illegal for us to even just be under the same roof as one another, and that's just not, that can't happen. Wherever he goes, I go. So it's frightening.
I just came out as a lesbian, like not even a full year ago. And I've been single for a few years now. I'm at a point in my life where, you know, I am open to getting married sometime, and I want to have a partnership, and I'm so scared I won't get to experience that.
I feel that myself, Luna. Trust me, and I really do. Like I said, I want to be a father, you know, but I'm scared about living in a society where, you know, someone sees me out with my kids and they're going to think I'm sex trafficking my kids because I'm gay and I have kids, you know, just it's stuff that scares me too. And it's frightening. And even going into teaching, like, it's scary. It's terrifying and it's hard.
Yeah. It's just so sad that people actually like think of us that way. When, like, you know, we know each other, we know who we are. We know that we care about children, and we care about I would argue we care more about what happens to them. Republicans are everything that they accuse us of. And
I know, that's the funny part. It's
like,
never a drag queen.
we've got a convicted felon and a rapist as the president, so please shut the fuck up about grooming.
I know. Seriously.
I think we underestimate the power of indoctrination, like actual indoctrination. Like we said, like the whole Trumpy thing is a cult. I don't think it's an exaggeration.
No,
like
not at all.
it's kind of, it's, you know, when you think about you know, a lot of like cis het men who have like fallen down an alt-right pipeline, and then you look at, like, especially in the age of social media and just like algorithms, like they're just being fed that content through TikTok, through YouTube, through Instagram. And, you know, it, like, I've actually like watched like some video essays and like documentaries on it, and it's actually like scary just how much easier it's become to indoctrinate people down that path. Whereas like it could start like totally innocuous, and it's like, oh, maybe they have a good point about this thing, and then it just spirals, and it's like, oh, well, they were right about this thing, so they must be right about this. And all of a sudden, oh, I'm a Trumpy, and I hate gay people, I hate women, and I'm just a horrible person. Yeah, I think to close it out, I think the main takeaway of the show is just pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Yeah, everywhere. In school. Pay attention to the signs in the streets, to everything, because we just have to stay aware. And yeah, and if we stay aware and stick together, we will get through this.
I want to close it out with something a little more lighthearted, just so we're not all
Yeah.
Tell me your most favorite and least favorite part about being in theater.
Oh my God. My most favorite part is the people, obviously. I've made friendships, relationships. I mean, things you can't even put into words. My least favorite part, I don't know, just feeling like I have to keep doing it and I can't just jump at the chance every now and then when it tickles my fancy. Mm-hmm. I'm inconsistent.
I would say for me, I have to agree with Linsey. It's the people. I have made so many friends over the years, you know, the two of you included. Theater is also like a second family. It's a chosen family. You know, you always hear about having a chosen family. And for me, I've always looked at my theater community as a chosen family. Mm-hmm. You definitely have to say this might be a bit of a joke, but it's definitely true. One of the things I don't like about theater is that nasty mic tape residue that stays on your neck. Oh,
The one that
God.
like rips your skin off.
Yep.
Thank you both so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Such a great discussion.
Pleasure.
I know.
Pleasure.
I know it was super heavy, but
it's fun to
it was
talk
great.
about. And like what Steven said, it's like theater therapy.
Yeah.
It is theater therapy.
Theater therapy.
All right.
Thank you, Luna, so much.
Absolutely. Well, that's showbiz. Once again, if you like this episode, be sure to check out the extended version on my Patreon, as well as other bonus content for just $3 a month. Got any burning questions or comments? DM me on Instagram or leave a comment on YouTube or TikTok, and who knows, I may mention you in an upcoming episode. My socials and my guest socials are in the description box down below, as well as any other upcoming projects and a social justice spotlight related to this week's musical. Thank you so much for watching and supporting, and please, come again.